Hey, it's Thomas Gargoyle with another XMY Wi-Fi battle. This was against ClancyUnicorn. A link to his channel and Twitter in the description, and possibly his side of the battle if it's uploaded before mine or around the same time. Otherwise, I'll just add in the link to his battle after he uploads his. So looking at the teams here, I'm bringing Gardevoir. It's been a very long time since I've used Gardevoir. I've got Mr. Waller to set up rocks since I figured that rocks were going to be very useful since I knew that one of the things he used the most was a Dragonite. He only had one battle video to base things on, but I knew that at least one or two of the things from that battle video were going to be used, and a lot of them were weak Stealth Rocks, so I knew Stealth Rocks were going to be very important here. And since he didn't have anything that I knew of that used Stealth Rocks, I didn't need to worry about bringing something with Taunt or Espeon. Then I brought Kagome because I think he had a couple things weak to Grass, and also just for revenge killing. Then Gardevoir, I think I just brought Gardevoir as filler, since it was the only thing that I really needed. It was the best option for filler. I'm not quite sure if... Well, anyway, pretty sure I just brought Gardevoir as filler. And then he's got the... Well, we'll just go into his team as they come out. It's already 2 minutes in, so we don't need to waste any more time with the intro. So he sends out the very obvious Galvantula lead. I send out the sort of obvious Mr. Waller Onyx lead. There was no use trying to stop his Sticky Web, since Sticky Web doesn't affect me too much, since Pyro, my main attacker, isn't affected by it at all. He probably figured I was going to switch there, since normally Galvantulas carry some type of Grass-type move, so he probably figured I was going to switch out to Pyro. So here I just get off a long series of Dragon Tails in perfect succession, and he doesn't get to do much. Attract on Dragonite is incredibly strange. Very, very strange move to use, but it seems like this Dragonite is his signature. So here, I believe I don't go for Dragon Tail again. Yes, I went for Torment instead. There was really no point in doing that. I should have just gone for another Dragon Tail. Could have saved a little bit of HP there, or a lot of HP. But it didn't really matter since Onix's job was pretty much done at that point. All that mattered was getting up the Stealth Rocks and then doing that nice extra damage on the Dragonite. So I bring Mr. Waller back to fodder off later, and to possibly get this thing stuck into an Outrage. Or it might have had Dragon Claw. I forget if it had Outrage or Dragon Claw. I think it had Outrage. And another surprising move on it is the Aqua Jet. An incredibly uncommon move for Dragonite. This is not a normal Dragonite set, but it definitely must have had multi-scale, because why wouldn't it have multi-scale? So I knew that he was going to switch out to a Scavalier here. So I went for Shadow Ball instead of the Moonblast. Moonblast probably would have done not much less damage anyway, but it was worth just getting some extra damage off on that thing. So I figured he was probably going to switch, but Flamethrower was the best option anyway. Especially since I got off this nice residual damage burn there. I was a little surprised when Surf took out Clarissa, so I figured this thing must be Life Orbed, and immediately afterwards I saw, yes, it is Life Orbed. So here, I sent in Typhlosion figuring, even with the sticky webs, he should be able to outspeed since he's Choice Scarf. Surprisingly, he doesn't outspeed, so Typhlosion just gets wasted, but it wasn't too bad in the long run. I guess it's not all that surprising that the Greninja outsped. So here, we both send in things completely blind. I was afraid that he was going to have Rock Slide, since sometimes Scolipeds have Rock Slide, and I figured that he was going to go for the Protect here, but there was nothing else I could do anyway. So I was just hoping that if he did have Rock Slide, it would miss in the turn that he used it. Turns out he does not have Rock Slide. And here I figured he was just going to go for the Baton Pass, because why not? If it has Protect and Speed Boost, it's very likely that it had Baton Pass. Turns out it probably didn't have Baton Pass either, and I later found out that the only attacking move it had was Earthquake, so it didn't stand a chance against Pyro anyway. It had absolutely nothing to do. Still, if the only attacking move it had was Earthquake, it likely had the Baton Pass, so I don't know why he didn't use it. So then, because of the rocks and accumulated damage, the Dragonite doesn't get to do anything except for that Aqua Jet earlier on, which wasn't much. So then the Galvantula goes down also to a Flamethrower. Here, I was a little bit afraid that he was going to Mega Evolve and then use Protect and Destiny Bond, because that's a pretty common set for Banette. I went for Flamethrower since if he didn't Protect and he went for Destiny Bond that turn, due to Prankster not kicking in until the second turn, I believe, I could have still taken it out. So here I was incredibly afraid of the Destiny Bond, since I would have needed Pyro for things later on. So here I still wasn't sure if he had the Destiny Bond or not, since he might have just predicted that, maybe. And then Mr. Waller goes down for fodder, which is why I kept him around. So after that, I knew that the Destiny Bond, he probably didn't have it. He probably would have used it earlier on Pyro had he had the Destiny Bond. So I knew Pyro was safe to take this thing out, since a Shadow Sneak wouldn't do much to him anyway. So now the Banette is gone, and all that's left is not going to survive anything Pyro wants to do. Scavalier is gone. Not like an Scavalier could really touch Pyro. So here I was still worried about the Rock Slide, since if he protected and had that speed boost there, he could potentially take out everything on my team. But, as I said earlier, I found out after the battle, he only had Earthquake as an attacking move, meaning he could not do anything, and the battle was won as soon as he was down to the Scolipede. So again, that was a battle against ClancyUnicorn. The link to his channel, Twitter, and possibly his side of the battle in the description. If you want to battle me, comment below asking for a battle, or at me on Twitter asking for a battle. So, see you next time!